Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew. Today we're in Matthew chapter 5, looking at verses 27 and 28. Now Jesus has told us that the righteousness of the kingdom of heaven surpasses that of the righteousness of the Pharisees. And we've seen that this is because it is a heart righteousness. It's not just a matter of the external keeping of the rules, although that is important, but it's also a matter of the heart being transformed. Now, yesterday we saw that Jesus wants us to have a heart that is at peace with others. It's not just that we refrain from hurting others. We do that. Obviously, you should never hurt anyone. But also you want to have a heart that is at peace with others. And now, today, in verses 27 and 28 of chapter 5, Jesus says you also must have a heart that is pure. A heart that is pure. Let's read Matthew 5, verses 27 and 28. Now you have heard that it was said, "Do not commit adultery." But I tell you that if anyone looks at a woman lustfully, he has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Now, another of the command says, you shall not commit adultery. That is, in the marriage bond, you must be faithful to your spouse. You must be faithful to your spouse. Now, we all recognize how important this is and how this command must be followed. Marriage is sacred and must be preserved. And you do not adulterate your marriage by being unfaithful to your spouse. But Jesus says it's more than just refraining from physical infidelity. It's also a matter of being faithful in your heart. That is, being pure in your heart. So Jesus says, yes, the commandment is do not commit adultery. But I tell you that if your heart is unfaithful, if your heart is not pure, if you are having impure thoughts in your heart, that is a violation of the command. That is a violation of true righteousness. So not only must we be physically faithful, we must be faithful in our heart. Our heart must be pure. Now, I think I've mentioned before in previous sessions that purity in a biblical sense means singleness. For instance, a bar of pure gold is all gold. It is singly gold. To be faithful is to be single. That is to be devoted only to your spouse. That is not only true physically, but also true in the heart. Our heart must be faithful. That is, our heart must be pure. Single in our devotion to our spouse, our wife, or our husband. So Jesus says, the commandment speaks to us, do not commit adultery, do not be unfaithful. But I tell you, be faithful not only with your physical life, but also with your emotional life. Be faithful in your heart. For impurity in the heart is just as bad as impurity in your body. Keep yourself single in your devotion to your spouse. Have a heart that is faithful. Have a heart that is pure. Now, just to make certain we understand how important this is, Jesus adds a very interesting comment. He says, if your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out and throw it away. It's better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. Or if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. Now, Jesus is obviously speaking in hyperbole here and in very strong tones in this matter of purity. Basically, what he means is, if there's anything in your life that causes you to be impure, get rid of it because you want your heart to be pure. So rid yourself of anything in your life that might cause you to be impure or to be unfaithful. It's that important. You see, a pure heart, a faithful heart, is a heart of righteousness. And Jesus says, in my kingdom, I want your heart to be pure. Now, what is it that makes our heart pure? It's the touch of Jesus. When through faith in him, we allow Jesus to transform our hearts, to transform our souls, to transform our spirits, he is the one who makes us pure. And by the touch of Jesus, our hearts can be pure. They can be faithful, and they will be by his grace. And that is the life of righteousness he wants for those in his kingdom. Amen and amen. You have a good day today, and I'll see you next time for our 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew.